Sorry.
Okay, so here is the difference among for these data structure types, guys. What is list? First of all, when you need a ordered collection of items, you expect to modify or update the element, then we use list. When you require duplicate elements in the collection, that time we are good with the list. When you want to use indexing and slicing to access the manipulate elements, we need list. Elements are nothing but values. Okay, indexing you guys very well aware of, it starts from 0. When you need a flexible and mutable data, mutable means you should be able to make a change, you can update that, you can delete that, so that is mutable. Data structure for general purpose, in short, for general purpose where you are free to perform any action, CURD operation. CURD means update, removal, addition, modification, then in that case go ahead with the list. All right, in specific cases we should use tuples and sets. What are those specific cases? When you want an immutable collection of elements. Immutable means where user is not supposed to make any change, it will not change the location and the element values as well, then you should use tuples. When you need to represent a fixed sequence of values that should not be changed, it's the same sentence what we have given here. When you want to ensure data integrity and prevent unindented modification, as I said many times, guys, we usually prefer to use tuples when you don't want end user to make any change in your original data sets, then tuple is the right data type. Okay, then you can start using tuple, it will ensure to save your data, original data. Okay, sets. When do we use sets? When you need an unordered collection of unique elements. Unique means it doesn't accept duplicate values. When you want to perform intersections, unions and difference of two collections, then or more than two collections as well, between the collections, then you can use sets. When you need to eliminate duplicate values from a collection, of course this is set. In what all cases we use dictionaries? When you need to store key values pairs and require fast access based on keys. As I said, as we discussed, dictionaries are more associated with the key and values structure. Okay, keys is nothing but it is representing kind of your indexing, and values is nothing but the element. When you want to retrieve values by using meaningful label, then use keys. When you need a flexible or efficient data structure for lookup table, mapping and data organization. Like what are we trying to say here is, whenever in future, let's suppose you need to work in a structured data and it should be user friendly, it should look user friendly, then go ahead with the dictionaries. When you want to represent structural or categorized data, when you want to efficiently manipulate data by adding, modifying and removing key values. And I don't know why we don't have this one more point here, and dictionaries also do not entertain duplicate values. Okay, so this is very self-explanatory description whatever we have learned about data structure among all these four types of collection. Okay, this one we will cover later, no issues. This is talking about escape character. I think we already covered escape character earlier. Like if we are using backward slash t, it will add a tab character. Did I cover that? I think yes. N talks about new line. Okay, these are escape characters. In programs you will not see use of these escape characters, guys, but you will see it will enhance outcome of your program, right? If you want to add new line, if you want to remove any character, if you want to add let's suppose tab space, then you can use that. If you want to use any inverted commas or single commas as apostrophe, then you can use backward slash and apostrophe there. Format placeholder, this is also in similar line. Format placeholder, I'll get you some examples later on, but here just for your understanding, format placeholder is also being used for increasing your outcome output, beauty of your program output. Okay, it doesn't has any significance of your programming concepts. So we'll talk about it later. It's a very small topic. Okay. If else we covered yesterday, where we talked about the syntax of if and else and else if. So we have given some programs as well. This is something we could not cover today, Sumit. So you can take reference from this slide as well. Here, what we are trying to represent is importance of logical conditions. What we are saying here, to use and or not. These three logical operators we are using all these operators here, and we have example of nested if as well. Okay, let's talk about loops today. Any questions so far from anyone before we start talking about loops? Okay, so we have two types of loops, guys. One is, of course, while loop. Second one is for loop. I would walk you through the for loop first, because for loop is one of the we use for loop frequently. Okay, and it is one of the easy loop as well of Python. It has a syntax. It's basically so. First of all, let's understand the loop. Let me go to the deck so that I can explain you. So it has a syntax of start, stop, and step. This is about while loop. Let me go to the for loop. Yeah. So it has a syntax of start, stop, and step. Let me get you an example quickly. Let's suppose a or equals to, let me write a list here. Let me write again list of fruits. These are the simple things, guys, that we can. Okay. Now I want, okay. So let me X. Wait, let me make it a simple program first. For I in range 1, 11. Okay, and then syntax is, whenever you are using, you need to use this column here, and I'm printing a number here. I. So let's execute this simple program quickly. So you must be seeing, when I executed this, it is printing complete numbers starting from 1 to 10. Okay, so its syntax starts with a variable, or you can say with the string. That string name is 4, and then it has like here you need to define a variable, and it will go in a range of 1. This is start, from which value you want to start. Then we have stop, and then we have step. So this one is stop. At what value you want to stop? You want to stop at 11, and then step we are not using here. If you want to use step, then you can write 2 as well here, or if I'm writing 1, then it will, step is nothing but the increment of that. So if I'm re-executing, there will not be any difference, but you will see the difference if I am making it 2. So it means I am starting I from 1. This is initialization, and I'm asking program to stop it when value touches 11, and there should be an increment of 2, right? So it will write 1 and then it will add 2, it means it will write 3, then 5, and then 7, and then 9, and so on. Let's save it and execute it. So 1 3 5 7 9. Okay, why it is happening? Because we have given an increment of 2 here. So the syntax is, let's go back to the syntax. It talks about start with a value, give it a end value, and what should be your incremental, how many digits, or what should be your incremental value of over there. Okay, so let's understand here. So start is talking about start index is an integer. If not given, it takes by default 0. So what we are trying to say, if you don't give it to it, if you don't start it with 1, then it will by default start with 0. So you can see here 0. All right. So stop index decides the value at which range function has to stop. It because you are limiting your loop in a range. It is a mandatory input to range the function. Without it, it will not work, of course, because you need to limit your loop. How many times you want to execute that instruction of line of code under that particular loop. The last value will always less by default, will always be 1 by default, and it will then perform action. So if you want to increase this 2 or 3, we already discussed that, then you can do that as well. Okay, and step is the step value is the number by which the text number is range has to be incremented. By default it is 1. Okay, does this help, team? The fundamental of it.
So with this step means Ashish, like it will be now starting from if I take a previous example, it was 1 to 11.
Yes.
And then if we are given 2, that means it will be starting from 2. Is it like that?
No. So start, stop, and then step. Step को आप समझो increment. Okay. And this is increment actually. So start, it will start from 1, it will stop at 11, and step कितने लेगा? 3.
3.
So it means पहले वो print करेगा 1, right? Then again it will go down and will validate, will add 3 in that. It means now it is 4. It will validate the condition whether this is less than 11 or equals to 11. We will say yes, this is true. Then again it will come inside, it will print whatever value we have in I. So what do we have in I now? 4.
4. Okay.
Now it will validate 4 is less than 11, it will print 4 and again add 3 in that. So it means what do we have in I? 3, 4 plus 3, 7.
Okay.
Getting my point?
So it is adding actually, those step it is adding to the
increment हो रहा है.
Increment हो रहा है.
It is increasing the order of your variable. Variable हमने लिया I. आया clear हुआ?
Yes. Can you just print it? Just this output.
Let me execute it. Let's save it. Print. So 1, 4, 7 and 10. ठीक है. अब ये 10 के ऊपर क्यों ब्रेक हुआ? क्योंकि it is not satisfying that condition. It is asking, okay, after 10 it will add 3. It is going beyond 11. That is why it has terminated the loop. Does this help?
Okay. So we got these values. Okay. 1, 4, 7, 10.
So basically, in order to execute your loop, we need to just keep in mind one point, and that is range. Within that range, you would have all control of your loop. So it starts with X value, it will stop at Y value, and there would be one increment value as well. That's all. Okay. Now let's read this as well. Now you would understand what did I write over there. What do we have here? The loop, to loop through a set of code a specific number of times, we can use range function. This is what we are using here. The range function returns a sequence of numbers starting from 0 by default. As I said, start ko we can take as a 0 and increment by 1 by default. Okay, increment is what? Out of these three, what is increment? Come on. Step, yes. So by default अगर मैं नहीं लेता हूँ तो by default 1 लेगा वो, and it ends at a specific number. जो इसका नंबर होगा यहाँ पे आके खत्म हो जाएगा. The range function defaults to 0 as starting value. इसको 0 लेता है, मैं डिफाइन नहीं करूँगा. However, it is possible to specify the starting value by adding a parameter. अगर मैंने इसको यहाँ पर 5 से स्टार्ट करना चाहता हूँ, then it will start from the specific number as well. Let's execute it. 5 and 8. Is that clear? Any questions on this, guys? अरे भाई बोलो. Yashwant, do we have everyone in the call? अरे नेटवर्क चला गया. Alright, so this is one way where we are using range. Range is inbuilt function which is helping your program to be in a control where we can use start, stop and step. The another way is the primarily we use for loops for traversing any list or any string. Okay, here if you want to traverse, then you can directly use this. Let me get you this program quickly. Okay, so we have a list here and I want to traverse it. So I in and then a and then colon. Now print I. Sorry. Print I. If you want to use execute it, so it will go inside this list and it will print all of them one by one. Okay, so apple, banana, mango and watermelon. So you can see that's how we can traverse a list as well. So primarily if you see whenever we need to use a for loop, primarily we should use it for manipulating for working on the list or dictionaries or set or such kind of data elements. All right, on the other way we have while loop as well. In case if you want to use while loop, then in that case in general cases we usually prefer to go ahead with the while loop. I'll get you few more examples of traversing. Like we must have seen like let me see my PPT if we have few more examples given here. Okay, in first program we are talking about we are going through a range. We are starting from 2 and then we are ending at 6. The use of AND is, okay, can anyone tell me the use of AND? Basically it eliminates numbers new line. Okay, if I want to use it here and then it will print in print the same command, it will execute the same command and it will print in a same row. Let's execute this. So you can see it has retrieved all those values and printing that in a sequence. Okay. Otherwise, by default, Python breaks actually whenever it is printing, it breaks. It used /n for new line. It breaks that line, but AND statement is removing that n, is not breaking that line. Okay, in second example, we are just trying to understand its range starting from 2 and then we are going till 10 and we are making modification or increment of 2. By default, it is 1. In else loop, this one is for else. Okay, we are using a range here. Otherwise, when this it will get executed, finally it will show us the finished. This one we are using a break. Okay, let's use this one. Here we do not have range and we want to break it. So let's use this one, guys. Or we can modify the same as well. Let's suppose, I think you guys just asked me this question. So let me modify it. So it is basically breaking when you are seeing a expected value somewhere. If I equals to mango, then it will break. I'm printing it here, semicolon, and it will break. Okay, and let's go ahead. So it will print till apple and banana, and it will. That's how you are again limiting your traversing of your program. Okay, because you are not aware of the range. Then what you can do, you can break it. So it is printing mango as well. The moment it found mango, it validated that this condition becomes true and we are breaking the program and we are saying, okay, we found the required value, our condition is satisfied, let's break it. Okay, another way is in case if you want to make it more logically strong, what you can do, you can create a length as well. Let me update the same program, or let me make a new program. Traversing the list by using its length. Okay, length के लिए हमने what did you read when we were talking about list? len function होता है, len. Okay, so मैं इसको पहले कमेंट करता हूँ. Sorry. No, sorry. Okay, so now length is length a. ठीक है, अब ये क्या करेगा, अब ये उतने ही टाइम चलेगा उसको लूप के अंदर. And if you want to print that many of time, you can print that. But here I will have to modify the logic. Print I. So here length is, so let's calculate it first. Print, oh sorry, length, len a. It will print that length of this string, length of our list. It will calculate the length, and then if you want, you can basically convert or assign this to a variable as well. Okay. अच्छा बी रेंज यूज होगा, वेट ए मिनट प्लीज। रेंज आई हमने 0 से स्टार्ट करते हैं या 1 से स्टार्ट करते हैं और यहाँ हम बी यूज़ करेंगे। So here you can see the length is 4 and we have limited or we have given a dynamic value here. This time it is not static. In earlier example we used a static value, this time we have given a dynamic value and we are controlling our for statement in a better way. Does this help everyone? Yes, no?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. In similar way we have few more programs, guys. Like if I ask you to write a table, so this is more logical. So far we are understanding the syntax and the way loops should be utilized. Now let's write a logical program. You will understand the importance of loop. For example, there is a need, just writing a very simple program. Okay, so need is to write a table, dynamic table, जो like 5 table of 5, table of 10, table of 20 or whatever you want. Okay, so for that the best approach would be to utilize a loop. हम उसको कैसे कर देंगे? Let's write make a program, write a dynamic program for tables of table. Okay, so हम इसको लेते हैं, let's suppose I need a table. हम इसको फिर will convert it this as a into a input field, right? अभी मैं उसको स्टैटिक लेके चल रहा हूँ. ओके 4 की लिख के लेके चलते हैं. लेट्स स्टार्ट विद राइट, स्टार्ट फ्रॉम इन रेंज. हमने स्टार्ट करना है 1 से और हमने जाना है 11 कॉलम. ओके तब इट शुड बी ओके. सो हम लोग लिखते कैसे हैं? लुक एट दिस, लेट मी मेक ए नोट. आप इसको समझो. देखो अगर मैं बोलता हूँ टेबल लिखना है, सो हम यूजुअली टेबल होती कैसे है? मैं एक 2 की टेबल लिखता हूँ. सो 2 मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 1 इक्वल्स टू 2. 2 मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 2 इक्वल्स टू 4. मैं इसको रिपीट करूँगा, देन आई वॉन्ट यू गाइज टू हेल्प मी हियर. 10 तक पूरी करते हैं इसको. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 9, 10. अब पहले इसको लॉजिकली मुझे समझाओ, फिर प्रोग्राम बनाएंगे इसका. इट वुड बी ईजी देन, इट वुड बी ए केक वर्क. 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 and 20. अभी एक 3 की भी लिखते हैं, एक 3 की भी लिखते हैं. इसी को मैं 3 में ही कन्वर्ट करता हूँ. इसको बड़े स्केल पर लिख सकते हैं. 3, 3, 3, oh 3, 3, 3, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 30. ओके. आप लोग ये दोनों टेबल्स को जब लिख रहे हो, आपने क्या कुछ नोटिस किया? इसमें कुछ कॉमन है. इसमें क्या कॉमन है? एनीवन प्लीज टेल मी. दोनों टेबल्स में
Step step is common.
स्टेप कॉमन है, स्टेप्स आर कॉमन हियर, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10। इसमें एक चीज वेरी कर रहा है, वो हो रहा है आपका जिसका टेबल लिखना चाहते हो, करेक्ट।
Right.
अब लॉजिकली अगर आपको बोला जाता है कि भाई डायनेमिक टेबल लिख के बताओ, तो आप क्या करोगे, आपने एक वैल्यू आपको यूजर से इनपुट करानी है। इट मीन्स ये आप इनपुट कराओ क्योंकि इस पर आपका कंट्रोल नहीं है, लेकिन इस पर कंट्रोल है, ये आप आई के थ्रू कंट्रोल कर सकते हो, राइट। सो हमने प्रोग्राम बनाना है जो रहेगा आपका कि भाई आप इसको लो टेबल यूज़र इनपुट, मैं यूज़र इनपुट कर देता हूँ, यूज़र इनपुट, ठीक है, मल्टीप्लाइड बाय आई। आई जो है, आई क्या है, जो आप कंट्रोल कर सकते हो आई लूप के थ्रू, ठीक है। आर यू गाइज फॉलोइंग मी?
Yes, yes.
यस। सो अब आपने प्रोग्राम को पेपर पर बनाया, इसी प्रोग्राम को आप उसके अंदर लॉजिकली कन्वर्ट करना है। ये इट मीन्स ये आप इनपुट यूज़र से लोगे, ये आपको पता है, ये अभी अभी हमने सीखा है, क्योंकि हम रेंज के थ्रू इसको कंट्रोल कर सकते हैं 1 to 11 तक, ठीक है। तो हम यही करने वाले हैं इस प्रोग्राम के अंदर। हमने ये आई को तो लिया है, 1 से 11 तक कंट्रोल कर लिया है, और ये हम ऊपर से यूज़र से इनपुट करा रहे हैं। तो हमने यहाँ क्या प्रिंट करना है, टेल मी प्लीज़, बताओ भाई।
I into 4
हाँ, या
or
4
table. I into table. I into table.
या आई इंटू टेबल, हाँ टेबल, राइट, ठीक है। अब इसको चलाते हैं। क्या हुआ ये गड़बड़? वन टू थ्री यहाँ से स्टार्ट होना था, ये यहाँ से क्यों हुआ, क्या गड़बड़ थी हमारी?
इसमें हमने रेंज दिया है 1 से 1 to 11. आई थिंक इसको हमें सिंपल रेंज को हमें 10 देना चाहिए।
रेंज तो 10 देने से तो नहीं बनेगा, मुझे लगता है कि इसमें गड़बड़ है। वेट, क्या गड़बड़ रहा भाई? सो 4 आई 1 से स्टार्ट हुआ क्या हो क्या रहा है? ओके, पहले आई को प्रिंट करते हैं, चलो। ओह सो सॉरी, पता क्या हो क्या रहा है, ये ऊपर वाला भी प्रिंट हो रहा है हमारे साथ साथ यार। कम ऑन, लॉजिकली तो ठीक लग रहा है, वही तो क्या हुआ क्या ये। Let's execute it. Okay, so let's clean it first. Is that fine?
Yes.
अब इसको डायनेमिक बनाना है तो क्या करना है,
इनपुट ले लेंगे, वो
इनपुट ले लो, सिंपल। आप लोगों को थोड़ा थोड़ा प्रोग्रामिंग के कंसेप्ट्स क्लियर हो रहे हैं, प्लीज।
इंटीजर वी नीड टू टेक एक्चुअली बिकॉज़
सीक्वेंस में चलते हैं। प्लीज लेट मी नो द टेबल यू वांट, ठीक है। अब इसको जैसे आपने बोला, इसको हम इंटीजर में कन्वर्ट कर सकते हैं, INT इंटीजर कन्वर्ट करो। सुमित, आर यू फॉलोइंग?
सुमित आई प्लीज ड्रॉप।
अरे यशवंत हैं?
यस, यशवंत इज हियर।
यशवंत फॉलो कर रहे हो आप? तो मैंने 2 का लिखा यहाँ पर, इसको क्लीन कर देते हैं। ओके, सो विच टेबल यू वांट टू सी, टेल मी। लेट्स सपोज 9 के लिखते हैं, चलो। कॉम्प्लेक्स है, मुझे आज तक याद नहीं हुई है। 9 18 27 36 blah 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 90. Okay, so that's how you made a actual program today where you do not have anything hard coded. Initially बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स ने मुझसे पूछा, सर आप हार्ड